Welcome back to another Rosh Reviews, and today we are in a supercharged XR8 again. We are out here with the owner, Jordan, and mate, this thing, pro-charged, Windsor 5-liter.
Yeah, the good ones.
She's got that nice note to it, eh? It's always always a 5-liter. It's with that exhaust sound. It just sounds so special. And yeah, we even got a built BTR, is it?
Yeah,
Matt. So basically, if you just run us through sort of what is done to this XR8, and yeah, because again, I haven't seen many of these things supercharged. It's only once before, previously in that Ute, and that was one of the best AUs I've been in. I think I called it as the best AU I've ever driven.
Yeah, well, I've done a bit of research myself on them, and I've only found 5 or 6 of the supercharged AUs. So it's pretty rare, but yeah, it's got a built box. Obviously the Vortex supercharger, Pro charger. A couple of supporting things, just like valve springs and whatnot, a bit more heavy duty just to handle it. Other than that, like, it's pretty well stocked. Custom exhaust, just a 3-inch.
Yeah, sweet. It sounds, it's always the sound of this thing, eh?
Yeah, it's decent.
So it hasn't been dynoed or anything, eh?
No.
I think they started off at like 180.
Yeah.
And then they started to go like 185, like, and then they hit 200, and I think the Ute stopped at 200, and I'm not sure if it was the special Tickford ones that went to 220. Might have been the special T-Series. Might have been the TS's that went to 220, sorry.
Yeah.
But these would be at least 180, whatever, 200 kilowatt. But it hasn't been dynoed anyway, so
I want to get it dyno. I want to put a smaller pulley on and do a few things, and then chuck it on the dyno. It's got a flash tune at the moment.
Yeah.
But the guy who built the motor, did the supercharger, he was saying he thought about 360-ish just from previous.
Yeah, around the mid 300s.
So
yeah, that would sound about right.
Yeah, it's
that's horsepower, guys. So
yeah.
Still healthy street numbers, and these weren't an overly heavy car, so.
No, I think they're 1400.
Yeah, they're much lighter than the B series.
Yeah.
And as always, these things, and a lot of you guys will attest to that, the B series almost went a little bit of a downgrade in terms of chassis. Like, the AU was really, in a lot of people's eyes, like kind of the best chassis they had done. They spent like hundreds of millions developing this thing. Like, it was one of the most like expensive cars they developed in Ford Australia's history. Like,
yeah, right.
It was. They really spent a lot of time on this thing, and that's why they're cockroaches that just last forever.
Yeah.
They didn't nail the design in terms of what people wanted in the time period.
Yeah, they were a bit of an ugly duckling back in the day.
In terms of just engineering and built to last, they've outproven themselves, like just time and time again. Like, there's still countless AUs on the road with just 500,000 Ks plus, still going strong.
Yeah,
that's kind of the beauty of them too. I always find it's not so much a pristine example AU. It's the ones that got the high Ks. The ones that are still out on the road getting used and abused. Like, those are the real AUs I like to see. And that's what I think the AU is all about. Is this on standard springs and stuff? Or?
Yeah. So that's
18s on it or 19s?
18s.
Yeah.
So that was the next move, is to, because I don't want to be. I don't want to drop it right on its guts and just be scraping and all that sort of shit. So that's why I wanted to do bags.
Yeah.
Just to have that, you can drop it right down for a photo or floor to park.
And then if you have a tricky driveway or something, you can just lift it up. Yeah, it's always with these Windsors, I've always found, like, it's the noise.
Yeah.
It's more than the speed.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I never found the Windsor to be that crazy quick, but it's like, it just has such a great note to it that it's so fun to just, but the good thing is, I always thought was, you can really enjoy it, and it's not like some of these crazy cars where you like, in 1 second you can lose your license.
Yeah.
Like at least you still have a bit of run, you can still run it out a bit, you know, without being petrified of going to jail.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you know, and that's, I get people all the time pulling up next to me in their VEs and shit and want to race because they haven't seen a supercharged AU.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not going to win, but like,
you might not win, but it'll sound better.
Exactly.
100%.
Yeah, I'm not going to win, but I'll beat you at a sound check.
Like when I had my old XR8 Boss U, that was all I cared about in that thing because it was a slug, but it just sounded so good.
Yeah.
So, you know, and you know, same like this VZ I just bought. Like it's not a rocket ship, but it's got a straight pipe, so it sounds like epic. That's all I care about.
Yeah, this has still got one muffler.
Yeah.
But it's so loud. Like when you really plant your foot. Like,
oh, it sounds good. I can hear it. Yeah, she's got a good note to her. Now, if you own an AU, you might have some old, cheap, nasty wiper blades like this. Well, first thing you gotta do is get rid of them and click the link down below, get a set of WiperTech wiper blades because these are the best ones in the game here in Australia. And honestly, these are what I'm using on my VZ, on my F6, and they are the best wipers. They look good on the car, streak free, and with countless reviews of 5 stars, they get delivered straight to your door, and you can get 15% off and free shipping if you use my code ROSS15OFF. It just makes sense. So click the link down below, support WiperTech, support me, and let's get back into this video. 0 to 100, come to a stop. We'll reset the draggy, and when you're ready, man. Yep. 7.19.
It's alright. It's not great, but it's
it's not the quickest thing.
No, but
but
it's alright.
Yeah, I think it's BTR. I've always thought like any 4-speed in my eyes is never the quickest. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. They can be quick if they're like really done up to be fast. Like
Yeah.
if they're built to be drag racing, they can be quick. But
At least it sounds good.
yeah, it probably could get a quicker time, but it is tricky.
Yeah, that's alright. You know, the market with Ford going down and stuff. Hoping they'll skyrocket a bit.
I always fear it's more the way the market's going with EVs. You know, they're just coming out with all this woke garbage that you can't even build a petrol engine anymore, and that's what's really gonna make these cars so valuable.
Oh yeah.
So if you can hold on to something special that's petrol, you know, another 15, 20 years, that's I think where you're really gonna see the value.
Yeah,
you know?
definitely.
I think it's such a shame. Modern cars, you know, the few rare modern cars that still are petrol, you know, the performance is just out of control. But only like a handful of manufacturers do it, and you got to have 17 million bucks in the bank to buy it. So it's
yeah, exactly.
The way the world's going, it's you want to hold on to an AU if you can.
Oh, most definitely. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the old AU, man. It's been too long since I've been behind the wheel of an AU, and every time it's always a smile that comes on first.
Definitely.
And I always say it to people like how I love AUs and like, oh, you should buy an AU, mate, if you want a cheap daily or something. Like, And people always go, ooh, like, AU, no way, I never buy an AU. And I'm like, man, everybody says that until they've owned one.
Yep. Yeah.
And once you've owned an AU, then you will know what we all talk about. Because it's just got so much character, charm, and if you're a true car enthusiast, you'll appreciate what they offer. Because, yeah, the engineering behind this thing, just the sheer determination that this thing has to keep going, you know?
No, 100%.
Like, you name anything that goes wrong with it, it'll just keep going through it. Like, I could cross the entire of Australia. I could circle navigate this country in a 300,000 K AU, and I would be not stressing the whole time. Like,
you probably only...
I'd take a brand new car and I'd be worried about it breaking down, like, everywhere. Like, the AU would just, it was built for Oz, and it handles the harshness, no worries. It's got nice steering to it too, you know, it's not overly assisted, and then the pedal. Yeah, you hear that noise. That's what it's all about. It's a shame we don't get much more whine, but it's not like a top mount LSA or something.
Yeah.
The side mount ones, unfortunately, they never quite have that whine, and it is true as well that the power of them, I always find it comes on later. It's not, you know, you think supercharged, you think instant power.
Yeah.
I always find with the side mounted supercharged, these vortexes, you know, it seems at the beginning it's still just, you know, the V8's taking the power at the beginning, and then similar to a turbo, you get it to like 3,000, 3.5, and then you can really feel this thing start to do more than it would typically.
Yeah. So this is tuned for the superchargers to start really kicking in about 3,000. So
yeah, that's what I always find with these things. I've done. Yeah. Guys, remember, if you're enjoying this content, make sure you hit that big red subscribe button, click the bell notifications, like the video, leave a comment. That is how we are able to continue checking out these cool Aussie cars, going around Australia, and bringing you guys this content at home. What was it running, you're saying? It was only about 5 pounds.
It's only about 5 pounds.
Yeah, which is really not much at all.
No.
It's the problem is, like you were saying though, that these motors, they're not that boost happy.
No.
So yeah, when you start getting closer to the 450, 500 horsepower mark, they do have a tendency to crack. So you got to be careful when you start getting up to.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, which is a little unfortunate, but I was gonna say, even at a healthy street number like this, you know, it's a good street car. You know, I wouldn't say it's anything stupid or crazy, but it's just a nice drivable power, which I think in an AU is what you want.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't say a Windsor's a great car to buy and take to the drags. Like, go something else if you really want a drag car. Like, this is all about that nice cruise, that nice exhaust note, just that AU charm and character, and it does it well.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, that down that 3.5, you feel it. Yeah, come on a bit more. That noise, it's the noise, man. The best part.
Yeah.
A Windsor. It'd be nice if it was a T5, but again, you know, there wasn't many in the T5, honestly. It was at that time period where everyone wanted the auto. You know, that was the luxury. That was the cool thing to have. So 90% of them were spec'd out to be an automatic.
Yeah.
And to find one in a manual, it is really difficult. But still, for just cruising, it does the job well. Now, guys, we're gonna finish the video off here today. So again, Jordan, man, thank you for bringing the car down. Again, supercharged Windsor XR8 like this, you don't see them often, and getting it out on a nice road like this, it's a treat. So guys, again, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe. We'll see you guys on that next video.